Hi Cancer, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Seems like you're working something out. We're starting off with Temperance. Maybe a process that is requiring tempering at this time. It looks like something has come to an end. Whatever this ending is, it's seemingly part of a karmic test for you. It feels like adjusting to how things are now rather than how they had been before. It feels almost like the faith that gets you through something that has recently ended, and ended maybe in like a more difficult way. It seems like the faith that you're holding on to is about a new opportunity. Because it's like, even though you're going through something that may feel difficult, or there's like an adjustment period, a grace period that's required, there's a sense of like holding on to what is to come and what you can like be hopeful about. Interesting. This was coming up in the pre-shuffle too. I'm looking at the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Swords. This kind of feels like something maybe even deceptive in a way had been going on. Like maybe something wasn't clear. Somebody wasn't being like absolutely direct with you about something. And it seems kind of like now this situation has come to an end. I'm getting a feeling almost like somebody could have been doing something kind of behind the scenes that you weren't aware of, and now that things have come to an end, possibly with this person, there's a sense of clarity that you gain. It's almost like maybe something that they had been doing was revealed to you that you hadn't been aware of before. Because it's like if you like had some type of relationship ongoing with this person, they may not have wanted to reveal to you maybe what it is that they were doing, and there's a sense of, because things are over now, like you may have found information, or information was revealed to you that you didn't have before. So it seems like now you're thinking about something that will work, because what it was that you were participating in before or involved in, it was not working, and that's why it needed to come to an end. So now it kind of feels like hoping for something, that a relationship that's going to possess the type of harmony that you're looking for. Because it seems like you're moving very quickly out of a situation and into a new one, or at least that is what the hope is. Yeah, it seems like I'm hearing caught in action. It seems like somebody was doing something, and there was a sense of like maybe you even being patient with this person, and then maybe it getting to a point where you were like, I can't deal with this anymore, it's not working, or like they ended things, however it went, something was going on that just wasn't holding the type of integrity that you were looking for it to. So it's almost a sense of being like, even though it would have been great if something could have worked out, there's a sense of being glad that something is over because it wasn't like holding the type of maybe purity that you had hoped that it would with this person. It seems like you're taking things on and doing your own thing now. This feels kind of like you spreading your wings now after going through something difficult. It's like maybe the opportunity to have something that works better than what had been going on before. And there's a sense of hoping for this. There's a sense of investing in this and manifesting this. I'm seeing... Yeah, the turnaround seems very quick to me, because it seems like... I know I mentioned this before earlier. It seems like something had just ended that was difficult, and immediately it's like you snap into maybe a different type of attitude or perspective about grabbing what it is that you want, about seeking what it is that you want. And maybe this situation that you went through, it gave you a better idea of what it is that you're looking for and what it is that you're not looking for. Because I'm seeing it looks like upcoming or being worked on currently is some type of relationship that really holds the type of balance that you're looking for it to, really holds a type of harmony suspended within it that you're hoping for it to. This looks like something new, a new opportunity with someone that makes sense to you. It kind of seems too like you could have been putting up with some sort of like nonsense as you see it with someone, and you could have been staying in this situation, maybe shying away from an ending, and now it's like the ending happened and you're out of that and you're like, I can't believe it took me so long to do that, because like look at what's here now for me. So it's almost like this moment of being like, I may have been procrastinating my storyline. However, now that you're out of it, there's a sense of being like, look at this beautiful thing that's opened up for me. So it feels like being optimistic about what's to come or what is in the making right now. I'm looking at Sagittarius and Saturn. You know that in order to find what you're looking for, there are some things you're going to have to let go of. I'm hearing when the time is right. Yeah, it seems like the way that you had expected maybe even interactions to go in the past, it seems like there's maybe a different perspective or understanding that you're taking on, and there's a sense of releasing clearing like old thought patterns, habits, cycles, perspectives that are not like resonating or fitting where you are now. Because I'm seeing a big change that you're going through, and it's kind of like when you open yourself up to what's happening, there's a sense of newness that opens up for you. There's a sense of things feeling different, and although when we are changing patterns that we feel comfortable within, it feels difficult for us to do that because humans are creatures of habit. There's a sense of like brilliance even that you begin to feel because of these changings that are occurring. For some of you, there may be a resource that you're letting go of. That's how they're giving it to me, a resource that you're letting go of. Interesting. Something that you feel maybe worried to let go of, but you kind of know that you need to, is what it feels like to me. Because there's not the sense of like equality in whatever this is. It kind of seems to me like you may be you may have a resource, but like what you're being asked for in exchange for what you're receiving does not feel balanced to you, and that's why this needs to be let go of. So this can be like a job, this can be like someone who's financing you, or somebody that's supporting you in some type of way, but it's like what they expect from you, you kind of know that it's not something maybe that you're willing to compromise or willing to give up any longer. And there's a sense of like wanting to gain back autonomy that that maybe you lost in the process of like linking up with whatever resource this is, and taking a chance to do something new, and believing that like if you're in step with where you believe you're meant to be, that things are absolutely going to fall into place for you. But this feels like there may be a bit of resistance to this change because it feels different. Yeah, there's almost like that sense of being like, I wish I didn't do that, or I wish things didn't turn out in this way, or get to this point where like everything is being kind of destroyed and needs to be built back up. But it seems like this transition that you're making is definitely part of the plan. It almost feels like you get to a point where you kind of can't take something anymore. So change is, I'm hearing immediate. Okay. The advice that I'm seeing for you, Cancer, is to really be methodical with the way that you're planning things out, to really be reflecting. You also may want to be very deliberate with who you're sharing information with as well, as far as what you're planning to do here. It's like you may want to be figuring out as much on your own as possible, and if you're going to be confiding in anyone, do your best to make sure that there's someone that you believe is going to be supportive of you. Like people that you trust or beings that you trust. Because this may be like a big life transition or change, and so you want to be smart about the way you're going about this, especially because it may cause a bit of a stir for you to switch things up in this way. And so again, you like may not want to, it's like you already know maybe that this change for you, or this decision you're making, is going to cause waves. So it's like making the smallest waves possible to still get to that same conclusion. So it's like being the opposite of flamboyant about what it is that you're doing. And like also reminding yourself that you're doing this for you and for nobody else as well. For some of you, you may even be taking a chance doing something that until you expanded your mind, you may have not thought that it's something that you would pursue or something that you would be involved in. Because I'm seeing a sense of like faith that needs to be grasped in order for you to do this. It's like you're in a spot and you may feel like your needs are not being met or something like isn't as you'd hoped for it to be. And so now there's a sense of searching for what it is that you want, what it is that feels reciprocal to you in the way that you want it to be, whether this is like with money, with energy, all of these things. There's a sense too of also needing to address this feeling of looking back at what has happened, because it's like you're in this place now, so you may want to make sure that you're not dwelling on things too much, because I'm getting that as a key point here. There may be a lot of times where you're catching yourself dwelling on things that you can't change because they've already happened. So this is something definitely to keep in mind, is what I'm seeing. Because it may make it harder to go where it is that you're trying to go. Cards are just confirming what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm seeing too that you definitely have divine assistance. It feels very much like, I'm getting something about Pluto transit. I'm getting very much that this change that you're making, it feels very much like a guided change for you to be doing something that resonates with you in a way where you feel like it's in alignment with what it is that you're doing. So because you're being brave and making this change for yourself, making this transition, pursuing this transition, there's definitely a sense of you being protected and also helped, maybe in ways that you're not even aware of at this point, because I'm seeing like a very heavy presence of spirit and your guides with you as you're like making these moves, making these plans that are going to lead to moves that you're making. And in the time that you have when like you're quiet and you're sitting with yourself and your thoughts, I'm seeing definite guidance that's coming through for you. Like I'm seeing I'm hearing eagle eye when it comes to like spirit and your guides watching you. So it feels like a very integral part of your path that you're on right now. This feels like a very, very important move that you're making. I'm getting something about chess moves. So like doing things with strategy and also being open and aware to where it is that you're being guided, because you may even get to points at times where like you feel like you hit a wall, but if you like step back from the wall, because you know when we hit a wall it's like yes, the wall is there and you feel very focused on the wall. If you take a step back in those moments, there's going to be like a route or an avenue that you hadn't seen before that you're going to be able to take to get you to where you need to go, is what I'm getting. I'm seeing the vision very clearly about this. It's like if you zoom out a little bit, you're going to see like an alternative route that you can take in the times when you feel stuck. So it's about being quiet in those moments and allowing like that grace and wisdom to come through for you. You may also be being guided as well to be setting boundaries with people, situations, memories, things from the past for you specifically, and to not get caught up in nostalgia in a way where it's not allowing you to make very important choices for yourself. It seems like you have been on a path and this is a decision to move in a completely different way than you had been before. And I don't like to be in that vibe of being like, this is going to change your whole life and all of that, because like life is so much more than that. But for whatever reason, this seems like a very, very important place that you've gotten to, and so this decision feels like there's been such a big buildup of getting to this point, and it feels like it's holding so much importance the way that I'm feeling it from this spread. And it seems very much like there's a lot of connectivity as well that you're going to be feeling and that you're going to be seeing. It feels very much like you're being guided in this way. So if you were looking for confirmation, it seems like you're doing what you need to be doing, and that like in times when you're questioning things, to just sit back and listen and then follow suit and make your plans from there. And definitely to keep things on the more discreet end when it comes to what you're doing, as well as what I'm seeing. So I'm looking at Uranus, I'm looking at Scorpio, Virgo, and Taurus here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.